Let's take a look, first of all, at the context as we consider verses 1 through 6 in particular. Last time, some weeks ago, as we were working through Mark, we witnessed Jesus conquering nature, subduing demons, defeating disease, and disarming death. As you may recall, in the very last passage, just a few verses earlier, we actually see Jesus raising to life the daughter of Jairus, the synagogue ruler. Now, keep that in mind, because in Mark 6, verse 2, we see Jesus going to a synagogue to teach. If you didn't know the rest of the story, how do you suspect Jesus would be received? He's just raised to life the daughter of a synagogue ruler. Now he's going into a synagogue. What would you expect? You'd be expecting him to be hailed as a hero. Here's this Jesus who was just raised to life, the daughter of one of our synagogue rulers. You'd expect that. But amazingly, people stumble over him. They stumble over him. We'll see in a moment that the audience was skeptical of Jesus' background and of his authority. Reflect on that for a moment. Isn't that amazing? They stumbled over him. They rejected him. In fact, even Jesus, this is a remarkable statement in verse 6, it says he marveled because of their unbelief. This is not what you would expect. God has just validated Jesus' ministry through powerful signs, and yet people stumble over him. And this is an extremely important truth, friends. Men will always be offended at Jesus. Will always be offended at Jesus until their eyes and ears are opened and their hearts are softened towards him. And this is such an important truth, because until we realize that, we will attempt to do what only the Holy Spirit can do. That is, to remove the offense of Christ, to remove the offense of the cross, to sugarcoat the gospel, to sugarcoat Christ. Just as a potent medicine is sometimes coated with sugar to make it easier to swallow. That's what we'll be attempting to do. Until we realize that only the Holy Spirit can remove the offense of Christ and make him beautiful, make him desirable to us. And we see that happening. In fact, one of the pastors just in our own town said to me not too long ago, Jesus has never been exclusive. Right? Never been exclusive, never draws lines, never exercises authority or dominion. You see, it's sugarcoating Christ, sugarcoating the gospel to make him more palatable. The message of the Bible, contrarily, is that all men are sinners and will reap the consequence of their sin, namely eternal punishment in hell. Unless God removes their guilt by forgiving their sins for the sake of Christ's life, death, and resurrection. That is the gospel in a nutshell, and that is an offensive message. Right? And we need to be aware of that. We need to accept that. This is a message that is inherently offensive. That is, if you remove the offense, you've destroyed the message.